My name is Carol Channing, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Cream Whip, the whipped topping mix of all the flavor richness of whipped cream from General Foods. From New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Look as if I should say good morning, class. But I'll say good evening, folks, and welcome to I've Got a Lending Library. It looks like it anyway. We do need these books a little bit later for our first contestant. The reason I'm out here in front instead of back there is because she's kind of tiny. But before we meet her, let's meet the members of our panel, who are, of course, Betsy Palmer, Bill Cullen, Bess Meyerson, and Henry Morgan. Panel, you all set to play the game?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Some night they're going to say no, and then what'll we do? I don't know about that. All right, may we send in the first contestant, please? Sweetheart. Pass it down. There you go. Now, would you tell us your name and where you're from?
Laurie Feldman from San Francisco.
That's right. And how old are you?
6.
I see. Panel, Laurie has a really remarkable secret, and if you'll whisper that secret to me, sweetheart, we'll show it at the same time to the audience. Panel, the clue concerns something that she did, and we'll start the game with Bill Cullen.
Gloria?
Laurie.
Laurie?
Laurie.
Laurie. Sir? Laurie, is this something you did in the last year?
No.
Well, part of it probably happened during the last year, yes.
Did it happen in San Francisco, Laurie?
Yes.
Yeah, but that won't help you much. At all.
Is it something that doesn't usually happen to little girls?
Yes.
Or to anybody else, come to think of it, very much.
At all? Was it a physical thing that happened to you, Laurie? How do I phrase it? She knows what that means.
She may not know what that word means. Not really, Bill, no.
I can't.
$20 down, 60 to go. Bess?
Laurie, has this been happening for a long time?
Yes.
Ever since you were a little baby?
No.
Old enough to read and write? She may not even know.
Probably started
yes?
about then, but I don't think it really has anything to do with it, oddly enough.
No. Were you very proud, and was Mommy and Daddy very proud when this happened to you, Laurie, when you did it?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure they were. Another clue, panel, is these books that I brought out. It's somehow related to these books. $40 down, 40 to go. Henry Morgan?
Honey, is this something that you are learning to do all the time? Do you keep learning it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to do with reading?
Not really. Not probably.
Does it have to do with memorizing? Never mind, Steve. I'm not asking you. Honey, do you remember what I asked you?
She may not know what memorize means. Yes, it does.
It does have to do with it. Have you memorized all the stuff that's in those books that Steve has?
Yes.
Pretty much, yes.
That's it?
Well, goodbye.
Well, that's probably about as close as you're going to get to it, panel, because it is, if you try to narrow it down, it'd probably take you about a week and a half. But here's the story. Laurie is a born collector. Now, she likes to collect things, and she likes to collect records. Do you have any Beatle records, by the way?
No.
No, she's kind of an unusual little girl in that way. What kind of records do you collect?
Gilbert and Sullivan records.
That's right. Well, now we're going to put the panel to work in just a moment. I know she listens, this little darling listens to these records quite a bit because her secret is that she has learned every role of 7 Gilbert and Sullivan operettas. 8, all right? And she really is a remarkable little girl. Honey, is listening to these Gilbert and Sullivan records your favorite hobby?
Yes, and having aminals.
Having aminals. She has some aminals around the house. What kind of aminals do you have?
One cat, 2 dogs, 3 snakes, 1 frog, some toads, 1 tortoise.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Well, anyway, there's a lot of action around the house, as you can see, with the record player going and all the animals screaming and jumping and everything. Now, honey, if you'll come over center stage here, we have a piano behind that pretty blue curtain. And Mr. Norman Paris is seated at it. Hello, Norman. And we want to hear a little bit more now about Gilbert. Oops, she made it all by herself. Well, my back was turned. We want to hear a little more about Gilbert and Sullivan. Now, before Norman plays any of these songs, and we ask you to identify them, I have been told that some of our panelists are quite familiar with Gilbert, if not Sullivan. So if any of you at this time would care to sing a few lines of anything by Gilbert and Sullivan, if it's from one of the shows that this little girl happens to know, she probably can tell you the show, the operetta, and who sings it in the show. So, of course, it has to be, as I say, from one of those shows. And you don't know what they are, so we're taking a chance. Henry has his hand up. Yeah.
I'm the best singer, so... honey, who does... If you want to know who we are gentlemen of Japan.
The men in the Mikado from the Mikado.
Right. Very good. All right, Bess Meyerson.
I'm the second best singer, Laurie. I forgot the song. A wandering minstrel,
Nicky Poo from the Mikado.
Right?
Right again.
Very
Betsy or Bill?
I
Bill?
am the worst singer, so I see no reason I prove, I'll... the melody might not be right here, Steve, but...
I'm sure it won't, Bill. That's all right.
The thought is there. And I polished up the handle on a big brass door.
Sir Joseph Porter, KCB from Pinafore.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Betsy?
I don't know the melody at all, but the words are...
I'll help you, Betsy.
All right.
Go ahead.
A policeman's lot is not a very happy one.
From Pirates of Penzance, and the policemen sing it.
And the policeman...
Now, here's a little bit of a switch. These are all the books, as you might have surmised, of the operettas. I'm going to pick one of them just at random here. I don't even know which one I've got. And now I'm sure I don't, because something fell out of there. But anyway, this is the musical score, and we have the songs numbered along the sides. There are 27 songs in this particular score, so Henry, just give me a number from 1 to 27, if you would.
23.
23. Okay, I'll open that. We'll give the music to Norman. And let's see, 20, I guess it's that one. Yeah, he'll play the song, and we'll see if she can identify it.
From Princess Ida.
Is that right? Yes. Absolutely. Let's see, Bess, you pick a number, if you would, from 1 to 14 in this next
10.
show. 10. Okay, 10. There you are, Norman. We all know that one, or some of us do. Anyway, I'm sure she does.
Jerry and Edwinson.
That's it. Correct again. Bill? A number from 1 to 21.
19.
19. Okay, there we go. 19. There you are, Norman. Sorry. That's The Piano's Pushing from Norman Paris. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a type. I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. It is pushing. That's The Broken Collarbone from this program. I'm sorry.
Ray Fraxtra and Josephine from Pinafore.
That's it. Very good. Correct. And Sweetheart, I wonder if you would sing at least part of one of your favorite Gilbert and Sullivan songs for us, will you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think she and Norman have cooked up something. Can I help you off? There you go. Better get down to you here now.
Expressive glances to be our lances, and pops of celery, our light artillery will storm their backwards with scented showers of fairest flowers that we can buy. Oh, dainty triolet, oh, fragrant violet, oh, gentle hyolet, or little sigh, on sweeter vanity, though mere inanity, to touch their vanity, we will rely.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Laurie. And thank you, little Norman. That was very... We'll be back in a minute, but first, let's watch this. And now, may we have our next contestant, please? Just jump right in there, sir, and tell us your name. Oops. Everybody's going to get hurt on this program tonight. Tell us your name and where you're from, if you will.
Arthur Rees, I'm from London, England.
All right. Now, Mr. Rees has such a fascinating secret that we brought him all the way over from England just to be on the show tonight, and I'll explain why. He goes back to London in a few days, where he will continue to work on a project that he started 17 years ago. For 17 long years, he has dedicated himself to achieving a single goal, and during this time, he estimates that he spent over $8,000, and in spite of all this time and all this money, plus the help of approximately 60 different people who volunteered to help him, he has still not achieved what he set out to do. Mr. Rees, if you'll whisper your secret to me, we'll show the audience at home what it is you've been trying to do unsuccessfully for the last 17 years. Well, the clue panel concerns, naturally, what he's been trying to do for the past 17 years. And obviously, the audience and I think it's pretty funny, and it is. And we'll start with Henry Morgan.
Mr. Rees, we're not accustomed on this show to talking to failures, but evidently you think this thing that you're trying to do is very much worthwhile. Would it help you personally if you accomplished what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Would it increase your income?
Oh, yes.
Would it, sir?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Oh, well, using Steve's slight doubt there, would it change your personal appearance in any way?
No.
I hope not.
This thing that you're trying to do, does it concern anybody else?
In a sense, but the best answer is no. How do you like that for confusion?
Boy.
$20 down, 60 to go, and we go to Betsy.
Mr. Rees, would this be something mechanical that you're involved in?
I beg your pardon?
Is it mechanical?
No.
No.
In a loose sense, it could be said that it
It's
was.
something
yeah.
that's not screwed on very tight, then. In the loose sense. No, has this... I'm sorry. Has this to do with collecting something?
Yes.
You're collecting something.
Yes.
Steve?
I don't know what he'd be collecting, but he knows more about this than I do.
When this is successful, will it be a betterment for mankind?
No.
It just might at that. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It might, but not too much.
No. Is it something that someone has tried to do before in this world?
Yes.
Yes. Many have done it. Yes. $40 down, 40 to go. Bill Cullen?
Mr. Rees, might any of us here have done this?
I didn't quite hear that.
Might any of the four of us?
Yes.
Yes.
All of us?
I believe so.
Probably.
It's something we've all done and you've been trying for 17 years to do?
Well, you're very exceptional people over there, you know.
I don't think I've done it.
Well, does it have... Well, no, we can forget that aspect of it. Mr. Reese, I am left with one thought in my mind, and I cannot pursue it. Would you buzz me? Thank you.
$60 down, 20 to go.
Can you use 60 people
Henry
to help
said
him?
use 60 people to
You
help
use
him.
60 people to help him, not all at once.
Yep, my thought.
That rules out a lot of things. All right, Beth?
Mr. Reese, I have a funny feeling that I'm on the wrong track. But, Mr. Reese, does it have to do with women?
No.
No?
Not strictly, no, but...
Oh, I thought maybe
He had
for the
60
last
people helping him.
17 years he's been trying to find a wife or something like that.
He might run across one eventually in that way, but it would be incidental. It's really a tough secret, panel, so don't feel too badly. Mr. Reese, would you break the news to them, tell them what this project is that you've been working on without any luck for 17 years?
Yes, I am trying to pass the driving test.
Mr. Reese, to get right to the point, how come you haven't been able to do it?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
You don't? How many times have you tried and failed?
About 10 times.
10 times.
Yes.
Well, now, that doesn't seem a great many times, considering 17 years were involved. Why is that?
Well, but between every time was 30,000 miles.
Oh, you can practice driving for 30,000 miles, then go
Every
take
time.
a test. Well, how many miles have you totaled up?
280,000.
280,000 without a license. No, I know that you have no physical disabilities. You're obviously a very bright gentleman. What happens? Do you get nervous or what?
I'm not getting nervous. I'm 100% alert when I'm in the driver's seat.
Well, why don't you pass the test?
Well, that is something, if you don't make the right movements, like a sergeant major in England, even if you're a bad driver, you can pass the driving test if you make the right movements, left and right.
I see. All right. Do you plan to try again anywhere soon?
Oh, yes, this month. On the 28th of October, 9:45 in the morning.
A day that will long live in infamy, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's probably... Well, we hope you make it this time, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hey, there's Bill Cullen drawing pictures. Bill, don't make my ears too big. And now it's time to meet our special guest for the evening. There's not much point in my using any adjectives to describe her or introduce her. The critics and the public have said it all. They love her. Miss Carol Channing. Whether to say hi, Carol, or hello, Dolly, but we're happy to have you with us.
Hello, Caesar. That's my name.
Yes. Well, now would you introduce your gentleman friends?
Well, these gentlemen are from the cast, some of the men from the cast of Hello, Dolly. And I'm very proud of them. This one here is Paul Solon, and this one here is Joel Craig, and here, this is Joe Helms. And that there is, that is Ham Dickens, and that is Joe McWhorter, pronounced McWhorter.
Well, gentlemen, it's nice to meet all of you. Now, I believe you all have a secret, and if you'll put it in my left ear here, we'll let the people at home know what's happening. All right, panel, the clue to their secret concerns something that Carol Channing does involving these men, obviously, and we'll start the game this time with Betsy Palmer.
Does it have to do, Carol, with the show?
Yes,
You do this
it
in the
does.
show.
It's for the betterment of the show.
For the betterment of the show?
In a sense, yes.
Yes.
Not directly.
I have a wild, and it's only a guess. You eat cotton candy in the show. And I was wondering, because it's supposed to be like dumplings or something, and I was wondering if these boys made the cotton candy backstage while you're out on stage.
No.
That's
no.
right, you were wondering that. All right, $20 down, 60 to go.
Off a little bit.
Bill Cullen?
Carol, the thing you do with these men,
Yes.
do you do on stage?
Oh, no, it's very private.
I'm in the same spot I was when
We're going to get you a whole separate program.
Does it happen always in the same place, Carol?
Well, it doesn't have to, but it has so far. Hasn't it? Yes.
There goes half the money. Bess Myerson.
Carol, can we say then that it happens in the theater?
Not necessarily. It happens between matinee and evening show, but...
Doesn't matter where it happens.
Doesn't matter where or when.
Is
no.
this a service that you perform for them?
Out of love, yes.
I'm sure. Does it have anything to do with cooking or clothing or something that you... a kind of a maternal care that you give them? Do you do something for them like knit socks or make clothes or anything like that?
None of those things, but it's maternal, I guess.
I get it.
Yes. $60 down, 20 remaining. Henry?
Carol, do you cook for them?
No.
Do you... let's go back a little bit. Bess said it's maternal, and you said, yeah, it's sort of maternal. Now, these guys are not...
I say maternal, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not babies by any means.
Well, as a matter of fact, Mars Champion does it for Gower Champion, and that isn't a maternal feeling.
Well, I don't know how Marge feels about Gower, but it's all right with me, you know, living...
Well, there goes the money. Now, panel, you're looking at a very fortunate group of men indeed, because not only are they working, as you know, in one of the most, with one of the most delightful stars in the theater and one of the biggest hits in Broadway, but they are all getting richer in addition to their salaries at the rate of about $2.50 a week New York prices. Carol, will you tell the panel how come they're all able to save this money?
I give them all their haircuts.
I guess that comes under the heading of what you call fringe benefits, you might say. Easy
But
jokes.
the reason is because we have a turn-of-the-century show, and not all barbers are able to do this fantastic feat. I'm proudest of this one.
Turn around, show the job.
All right. Oh, do turn around, all of you. Do you see? Isn't that lovely? Now, this is the one I'm proudest of. He's the hardest to do. This thing keeps shooting up right there. But I made a dent in there, sort of a little rivet, you know, kind of a ditch. And it held it down. But then one time there was nothing to be done, so I put a bobby pin in. He didn't know anybody's mad as could be when he found out.
Carol, do you use clippers or scissors?
Oh, scissors. No artist ever uses clippers. That's cheating.
Yes, that's true, I suppose. Well, gentlemen, I know that you personally have to hurry back to the St. James Theater to get into your costumes for tonight's show, but thank you very much for joining us indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Carol, I'm afraid to ask this, but what is that barber chair doing over there?
Well, Steve, don't you be afraid for a minute, dear. That barber chair is there because I know your proclivity for liking your guests to demonstrate their secret. So all I need is a volunteer. I have my little utensils. I'd like to clip David Merrick's mustache. He's down there, but it's too much of a responsibility.
Well,
He's
Bill,
our producer, our lovable one, the boss, you know.
Henry, Bill, you have anything you want clipped, or...
I don't need a turn-of-the-century haircut.
I'll go along with Henry. I'm making a picture tomorrow.
There's nothing to
Just decided.
What do you really want to do? Well, Carol, what do you really want to do? You want to clip Steve or
Yes,
what?
I could give you one of the boys' haircuts. I don't know how to cut girls.
I love it. My husband
I have the feeling I'm the patsy here.
There you
I say that's the end.
All right, just give me a magazine and don't talk too much.
You see, so don't you be worried. I'm just going to get a couple of measures. We've got these here. And, oh, yeah, first of all, we have to get like here, get this all together. There. And then, now, Jane, dear, you must do this for Steve, Jane, because It'll keep him beautiful always when you travel and everything. And the thing is, see, you start with the comb and the shears. Now, watch out for the right ear. The left one is not so bad because unless you're left-handed. But the right ear, sometimes you miss.
We'll be back in the barber shop in just a minute. Listen to this message right now. We'll be right back.
It's America.
Well, I still say I'm not going to suffer through this alone, so there'll be plenty of haircuts.
You. Hey, that's real. That's real.
Thank you, Carol Channing. Good night, everybody. See you next week.
Miss Myerson's down by cameo. This program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.
Stay tuned for the Andy Griffith Show next on most of these same stations.